What are you guys' thoughts on Elon Musk, one, going to buy Twitter and now pulling out of it? Like, what are the actual overall thoughts of that whole scenario?
I think there's more behind it. So I know there was some kind of legal implication. That's why he pulled out of the deal. But I feel like when you're talking about like billions of dollars, one technicality is not enough for somebody to just pull out of a deal, right?
Hmm.
There's got to be more that's going on, like behind the scenes, I feel.
Yeah. What do you think, Lola?
Yeah, I feel like he did it perhaps, I want to say like for attention. I think that he was just flexing his power and just like getting people worked up. And I think when it really came down to it, he probably wasn't really interested in buying Twitter, but he just wanted to show that like I could if I wanted to.
Yeah,
That's my thought.
I think he did really want to buy it because he got the funding. He had to sell some stock. I think he was genuinely interested in buying Twitter. Um,
Mm,
I think what ended up happening though is by the time he went around to do it, the stock price, like he had offered like was it like $46 or $50 per share. The share price of
yeah.
Twitter now is like $30 or something like that. Like
Mm.
that's like billions of
Mm,
dollars difference between what he offered and what the current price is. So I think he's realizing that it was just I don't know. It felt like a midlife crisis. Like he's like, I need to buy this. Like it's my thing. I think it's like kind of like a brainwave. And he's like, I want this. And then the sort of buyer's remorse started setting in as it all started to happen. And he's like, oh shit, I really shouldn't have done this. But
Yeah.
yeah.
he can't pull out like legally. Like he's talking about the
Oh,
bots.
really?
No, because he's talking about like the bots. He's saying that's the reason he's pulling out. Is that Twitter is saying that they've got more than 5% bots on the thing. But he already knew about the bots. He actually said that was one of the main points in why buying Twitter. And he also waived his right to any more what do they call it, like investigation or doing any more due diligence. He waived that
Mm,
right. So he was already past the due diligence part. And basically he signed the dotted line saying, I'm purchasing this company. And
yeah.
now he's trying to pull out. I don't know what's going to happen.
I
Literally
feel
on
like they're
a
gonna
yacht
sue
in
him.
Greece. He's on a yacht in Greece. This guy has like no care in the world. Like he's got billions and billions of dollars. Even if they sue him, he literally doesn't even care. I feel
Well,
like I think
But
for
I
him,
feel like it could be a huge lawsuit.
mhm.
Like they could probably sue him for almost like double what he was even gonna like they could claim damages, they could claim all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. It could be even worse. It's probably better to just buy it, call it a day, than have to deal with like being sued on top of having to buy something.
yeah, I feel like there's something behind the scenes because I think in terms of just being like a practical business decision, I don't feel like him paying what was it like 44 billion or something
Yeah,
for
hang on. Let me
Twitter
look it
was
up.
like a
Mhm.
reasonable price. And I think he got a lot of criticism for that. What I think there's definitely something more to this because this was an emotional purchase for him versus being just a business-based decision.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see
Yeah,
how
I
it
can
plays
see
out.
that.
Yeah, it's going to be. We'll see. I have a feeling. I don't. I've looked at like a few things. I don't think that he legally can pull out. So I think it's going to be exactly what you said, Lola. I think it's going to be he's going to try to not pull out because I think he's paid too much for it, or it's an emotional decision. He's getting that remorse, or something else has happened behind the
Mhm.
scenes. Like he might not want to sell, or might be struggling getting the funding. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? But
Mhm.
if he pulls out, or if he doesn't pull out, and they sue him because they can sue him to go to push through the purchase, he get out with a massive lawsuit and then also have to purchase the company anyway with like and he's already done a fair bit of reputational damage. Like if he's pulling out of this deal this far in, like it's going to be hard for him to try to buy another company because they're going to be like, is he going to pull out now? He's just going to flake on us. So yeah,
Mhm.
He's quite an eccentric fella,
Yeah,
and
that
I
is.
think yeah, that's like his draw card is the fact that he's neurodiverse. That's the word that I'm looking
neurodiverse.
for. Yeah,
I
he's
think that's generous.
and I think that this whole deal with Twitter just sort of highlighted how he does business. I think he makes a lot of his business
But
decisions
I think he
based
is
on emotion.
smart. Like he's
Oh yeah,
He's very smart. Yeah,
I think it's beyond
definitely.
smart. I think he's a genius. I think he's
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
think
like he
he's
could
way
only
past
have
that.
built
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
like
Well,
he
let's
could
hope.
have
Okay, let's
built
hope
Tesla
that.
to the point of where it's
Kiko Hall.
Yeah.
sorry, I think my internet's just being a bit
Yeah,
unstable, but I
that's
was
right.
gonna say like I think that for him to have built Tesla to where it is quite like substantial, like phenomenal. That way, I don't think, I think he, yeah, like I feel like he knew the benefits of buying a platform like Twitter. Perhaps he wanted to like use it for something else, but at the same time was slightly emotional about it and therefore hasn't really considered like, dude, you're owning a social media company. That's like a whole different experience to just like building a private car company.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, I mean, look at the companies he built, right? So he was part of the PayPal mafia. So he had X.com, which ended up merging and turning into PayPal, what it is. Like, what the hell? Like, that's a massive company. Then he's created Tesla, which is like an automotive company that's worth more than like every other automotive company combined, and it's been around short term. He started Solar City, which is one of the largest like renewable energy companies on the planet, and he had a sidekick with that. Then he's got SpaceX, which is the by far the furthest ahead space company, even beating out people like Jeff Bezos and stuff like that by like a country mile. Like everything he puts his mind to, he just smash it. That's why I think with Twitter deal, I think it's like I think he went in with a bit of emotion, but I think it was like more of a timing thing. I think there's a huge amount that he like him owning Twitter is a really smart deal because Twitter is a very unbadly managed company. It just is. It's never made a profit. They've got a huge amount of overhead. He could come in, really clean it up and make good, and he could own a media asset. Like that's a huge thing for, you know what I mean, his public image and a lot of the, honestly, to be honest, even the influence that he has over in the world, he could do a lot with it. But I feel like paying 44 billion when now the company is worth significantly less just on the stock price, I think that's $20 billion difference or whatever it is. That's probably worth causing a bit of a sting over and trying to go to court and trying to get it reduced, because it might just be a ploy to get it change the price, because who cares about a couple of lawsuits and paying lawyers if you're going to save like billions of dollars? Like it could just be economic sense. So we will certainly
That's
see.
true.